Hello there, Speed Duel players. Welcome back to another tournament review. Today we're doing Speed Duel Showdown 181. These tournaments are held every Sunday evening on DuelingBook, so maybe next week you could be one of the players in these tournaments. We had 11 players this week. Yeah, it says 13, but there were a couple of no-shows. But yeah, pretty good turnout. Let's get into the first match. And that is going to be Domoski. Let's mute that. Versus Assisi, I think, is the username. And Assisi isn't like Insect Pile. It's been a while since we saw that kind of deck. But yeah, gonna be facing off against Domoski on the Shaolin build. Shaolin is gonna be summoned. It's gonna hit with the Floodgate Trapple. In the end phase, Domoski will be picking up a card of Battle City Bestie. And Assisi's gonna, oops, normal summon twice. That doesn't work. In the end phase, Sol and Luna is gonna flip Shaolin face up. And the reverse Beetle is flipped face up as well. And when this is flipped, it shuffles itself into the deck, but players seem to be unaware of that effect. Shield Crush takes out the Man-Eater Bug and Reverse Beetle. And Assisi back to setting a monster, so very slow deck. But Amazon Swordswoman is going to try to get some momentum going. Unfortunately, Sphere Gribo prevents that. Next up, there is Insect Neglect. So when the opponent activates or declares an attack, you can banish an insect to negate that. I remember this card being popularized by like Mike Steinman, if I remember correctly, in this insect stall build that they used to top the giant card set YCSs with. It's been a while. Assisi is finally gonna attack. But here is Breaker, and that's gonna take care of the insect neglect. Fossil Lina gets flipped face up. That's gonna prevent any floating, although yeah, Fossil Lina cannot get over the Howling Insect. We're gonna see Assisi flip up their skill, and it's a Hidden Parasite for those who only started playing recently. Up to twice per duel, you can make all monsters on the field insects until the end of the turn, and that combos pretty nicely with Eradicating Aerosol. That is gonna destroy all insects on the field. Howling Insect sadly has to be destroyed by battle, so that wouldn't trigger. And also, yeah, Sol and Luna is activated, so that's gonna flip the Breaker face down. It flips the Pinch Hopper face up, and that is gonna trigger the Pinch Hopper if Assisi would want to, but yeah, you'd rather set the Gokipon. Speaking of, that's gonna get its effect, searching out another Howling Insect. So definitely a bit of a slower stally deck. We're gonna see Howling Insect bring out Reverse Beetle. And when it's normal or special summons, you can change its and all monsters in the same column to face down defense position. So that will trigger here. And then when play goes back to Assisi, yeah, he draws Insect Princess. He could tribute summon that to get some offensive pressure going, but he's gonna choose to pass the turn. We're gonna see Shaolin take care of the back row, stunning it for the turn. Reverse Beetle triggers. Although I believe when it's designated to be destroyed by battle, it cannot shuffle itself back, right? Similar to Morphin Jar number 2 and the likes. But players might not be aware of the ruling, so they're just gonna keep playing. Assisi getting the second use out of his skill, turning all monsters into insects, but again, here is Book of Moon flipping the Shaolin face down. And maybe the Paranoid should have been chained, equipping to the Shaolin because then Assisi would have been able to special summon the Insect Princess. Yeah, Shaolin just gonna lock this Battle Trap, the Lair Wire, indefinitely. And yeah, Assisi not getting out of this one. So we're going into a game number 2. This time Assisi opening all monsters, so looks a bit more offensive this hand. Cyber Dragon comes down, along with DD Warrior Lady. And DD Warrior Lady will banish the Shaolin. Yeah, Shield Crush gonna take care of the Cyber Dragon. Breaker is at 19. Assisi gonna try to resolve Aerosol, and this time it is successful. Okay. So good for them. Resonance Insect is gonna... No, Howling Insect is gonna get in for some damage. It looks like... I was gonna say Assisi might be walking with this game, although here's Shaolin who gets hit with a Floodgate Trap Hole. Normal summon of Gokipon, flipping the Howling Insect's face up, and indeed, Domoski will be scooping this one. So, 1-1. Assisi starting off with the Gokipon, which can search like anything in your deck, really. Is he gonna search the Paranoid? Nope, just a Maneater Bug. I feel like Maneater Bug is a bit of a liability against this deck, because you know that Domoski is on the Shield Crushes. Yeah. So that's gonna be a lot of damage. Luckily, no Cowboy main phase 2. Assisi is gonna fight back with Cyber Dragon. And then using the skill follow-up with the Aerosol. And Book of Moon is gonna be chained. So, yeah, Assisi should have waited with his Cyber Dragon. Also, special summoning it made the Sol and Luna alive. So, yeah. Assisi gonna opt to set DD Warrior Lady, but yeah, his life is too low, so it's not gonna make a difference. Yep, Domoski taking this one. Next game, next match, that's gonna be myself versus a Life Drainer, and I think they're a bit of a newer player. So yeah, they drew in turn 1, which you cannot do in Speed Duel. So that's one lesson they've learned here. I start off with Prisma. I'm on Nails, by the way. So Prisma gonna send Nails attack over the Burstinatrix. Life Drainer is gonna summon the Dark Panther, and that's gonna copy Prisma's effects. And now Prisma is gonna send the Necroshade. So very cool deck. I don't know why, but Necroshade always seemed like a super cool card to me, so I'm glad that it's seeing some fringe play in a Speed Duel format. Yeah, I'm gonna destroy the Panther with a Hero Blast. Then I'm gonna summon the Dyna base and use its effect to go for the Brave Neos, and both attacks are getting through, so that is a GG. Next game. Yeah, my opponent, another one of my favorite cards. He has Wild Heart. Just a cool guy. I love, like, in 2007 there is a deck that's basically like Wild Heart Stun, because he's unaffected by traps, which is super relevant in those times. Anyway, I have a Dyna base, and I am playing the copy of Dogoran, so I'm gonna special summon Dyna Tank. And then I'm gonna use Mons Reborn on Dogoran. Now my opponent does have the negate attack here, so yeah. They're gonna live another turn. They're gonna go for Polymerization to fusion summon Necroid Shaman. And that is gonna try to destroy Dyna tank, but I'm gonna change the target to Dogoran. Dyna tank can do that. And then by the second half of Necroid Shaman's effect, I get to special summon my Dyna base. Grand Mole putting back the Necroid Shaman. But I think they were playing on mobile as well, because they, for some reason, are struggling to return it to the extra deck. Anyway, yeah, they cannot beat this, so they are going to be passing, and I take this one. Next up, Citizen of Roma versus Game Brain, both familiar faces to the Speedball Showdown. And we are going to see Citizen of Roma on Gravekeep flips, and Game Brain is on Christmas Turbo, as he called it. So pulling the strings, giving your opponent a lot of presents. Love to see it. Citizen gonna tribute Recruiter for Chief. So Recruiter is gonna search something. Chief is gonna bring back the Recruiter. The Recruiter searched for Commandant, and that is gonna add Necro Valley to the hand. So activating Necro Valley, both these guys getting pretty strong. But here is Sol and Luna. So yeah, the Zombina is gonna be flipped face up. And sadly, no advantage to be had here. Game Brain gonna normal summon the, what's it called? The Destiny Hero Dark Angel, which negates your own spells. But the goal, of course, is to give it to the opponent. Sol and Luna is gonna immediately flip that face down. And play is back to Citizen of Roma, who has the Cosmic Cyclone for the Swords of Revealing Light. Sets Book of Moon, proceeds to attack, and yeah, this Chief gets in for 2400. Game Brain has Arcana Force 0, the Fool, an amazing stall tool, and the Golden Ladybug. Man, we're getting a lot of insect flashbacks in this tournament. Sangan is gonna search Witch of the Black Forest. Gains some more life points. And here we're gonna see Christmas in full action, giving the Witch of the Black Forest to the opponent. And now, this is a very annoying game state. But seems like in the end phase, Game Brain is gonna use the second effect of the skill, popping the Witch of the Black Forest to search for Chainsaw Insect. What's with all the insects this match? Yeah, Chainsaw Insect, of course, an amazing tool to make your opponent deck out faster. Or you can give it to the opponent with the skill, because you take no damage from cards that you own, so then you can keep crashing your guys into the Chainsaw Insect to draw cards yourself. Guard is gonna bounce the Arcana Force 0. Citizen is gonna try to mount an offensive, but Quaking Mirror Force is there. Luckily, he did play around it by switching the Recruiter to defense, but this game state is still pretty miserable. Yeah, Swords is activated, so these guys flip face up, but they still cannot change their battle position. Chainsaw Insect attacking over the Recruiter. And here you would love to have a card like Gravekeeper's Oracle to tribute your guys, but yeah, that's a card from back in my day. Modern Gravekeeper decks don't really use it. But Descendant is just as good. It's gonna tribute the Chief to destroy the what's called the Haunted Shrine. Gonna tribute the Guard to destroy the other back row. And Sol and Luna gets used, and Citizen loses his Hidden Temples of Necro Valley, which is kind of like a Vanity's Emptiness, but you do need a Gravekeeper plus Necro Valley on the field, otherwise it destroys itself. Yeah, Ladybug gaining life. Absolutely miserable, but I'm all for it. Look at this, 5,100. A few turns ago, Game Brain was at like 1,500-ish. Citizen of Roma grabs another descendant of the spy. So this descendant will need to put in a lot of work again. It's gonna pop Haunted Shrine. Next, Sol and Luna will flip the spy face down and the full face up. Spy is flipped again. And yeah, Citizen will just have to pass the turn here. And another source of revealing light is activated, so Citizen of Roma is probably running out of outs for the swords. We already saw 2 descendants. They're probably not on a Rite of Spirit or something, but they are on Medora, which kind of conflicts with Gravekeepers, but well, with Necro Valley. But in this case, it might be their winning ticket out. Medora is gonna put back Descendant, and Guard. Gonna see Guard being set. Necro Valley is activated. And yeah, still not looking good for Citizen, because they only have 4 cards left in their deck to Game Brain's 11. So yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a lot more play left in this match. Let's skip forward a bit. You see the guards flipping to bounce some monsters. But yeah, let's not forget this spy is stuck in defense position, if I'm not mistaken. And we are indeed going into a game 2. Game Brain really cooking with this deck. And Citizen of Roma's hands just aren't amazing to deal with this. Guard is flipped face up by swords. That Chainsaw Insect gonna try to attack over it. But there we see Sol and Luna. Yeah, just setting the spy. And we are gonna see the Arcana Force being summoned, lands on heads, so that negates your own card effects that target the card. And then gonna switch it over to the opposing side of the field. Chainsaw Insect attacks over it, so that's a lot of damage. Guard is gonna bounce the Chainsaw Insect. Then Desert Peril gets used, yeah, flips the Arcana Force 0 face down, so that's a nice use of the skill. The end phase, Game Brain is gonna pop the full and do 500 points of damage. Chainsaw Insect is normal summoned. That's gonna attack the spy. So just 100 more life points for Citizen. Guard is gonna get flipped face up. Yeah, does Citizen have a battle stopper for this? Yeah, he has a Sphere Kuribo. And Citizen of Roma using Desert Sparrow for the second time, which is gonna flip the guard face up again. Descendant is gonna destroy one back row. Spy is gonna get flipped face up. Some Recruiter. Descendant gonna destroy the other back row. And there are no chains, so suddenly this is looking pretty good for Citizen. Does he still have his normal summon for the turn? Apparently he doesn't. But that is gonna get Game Brain real close to 0. And Curse of Anubis, wow, really on theme. Gonna switch everyone to defense position. Now, we see that there's a Wake in the Dragon, but obviously Citizen doesn't know it. Let's see, is he gonna take the bait? Yep, popping the Wake in the Dragon. Ah, love to see it, love to see it. Descendant gonna tribute Recruiter to destroy the Chainsaw Insects. And yeah, this Arcana Night Joker might be tough to deal with. Yeah, normal summon Sangan, switch it over to the opposing side. Quaking Mirror Force is gonna be a good card though, because now Citizen can just normal summon a Gravekeeper, pop the face down Arcana Night Joker, and safely attack for game. Oh, wow, I'm surprised Citizen made a comeback there. The opening hand definitely wasn't amazing. Game Brain starting off, just setting Sangan. And they are going to switch control of the Sangan to the opponent. Just start clogging up their field, I guess. Game Brain is going to pop the Sangan with Pulling the Strings second effect. Adding the Golden Ladybug. Oh wow, it's going to be one of those games. I see. So gain 500 and start walling up. Yeah, all of these face down monsters. Oracle would be really nice here. Sadly, no Oracle in this deck list, I'm afraid. Anyway, we are gonna see some Descendant action. It's gonna pop the face down Zombina, and oh, there is a target. And there's no Necro Valley. Citizen might have sided those out, or just cut down to one copy. Yeah, and now we're gonna see the Necro Valley being played. Swords has finally run out, but we see in Game Brain's hands there's just another Swords. Swords, man, if you ever do get a new Forbidden Unlimited list, this card is gonna be on there. You can count on that. Game Brain gonna pass over the Sangan to the opponent to make room to set another. And the monsters that you give over with Pulling the Strings, they cannot be tributed. So yeah. Game Brain is gonna bring Christmas to the table, tributing the Descendant for Santa Claus. And Citizen will be allowed to draw a card in the end phase, and then again for turn. And okay, Swords of Revealing Light is finally gone. Citizen uses Sol and Luna to flip Sangan face down and Witch face up. Cosmic Cyclone on the last back row. And gonna start getting in for some damage. Well, not damage yet, but just clearing the monsters. And there's another Swords of Revealing Light, man. Oh, that's kind of debilitating to play against. Chief gets Tribute summoned, no effect being used, but Descendant is gonna tribute the Chief. And this is tough for Citizen, because now Game Brain will just add Arcana Force the Fool. And they probably are gonna normal summon that and pass it over. Oh no, they're passing over the Witch. Okay. And yeah, apparently no outs in the deck against this game state and this Arcana Force Seal or the Fool. So Game Brain will be taking this one. Next up we have Dank Memes versus Offended. And Dank Memes is on a classical Joey Heart of a Warrior deck, looks like. And Offended is on the Keith deck. So this is probably the Grand Mole Dogoran deck that we saw a few times already. Very cool to see it in action. Dank Meme's gonna start off with discarding white to summon Guiltia, then banishing the white to special summon another white. Here is white Veil being added. And Dank is gonna try to start attacking, but there is the trap hole with spikes. If a monster that was summoned that turn attacks, you destroy it and do damage equal to half the attack points. So that's a good chunk of damage. but Giltia will be getting in. Normal summon Breaker, is that gonna try to attack over? Always risky business, and it gets punished. There's a Book of Moon. Dank Memes has Melody of Awakening Dragon, grabbing an Armed Dragon level 10, and an Armed Dragon White. And it's gonna bring out the other White. Equipping White Field to Giltia, entering the battle phase, attacks over the Breaker, which destroys the Quaking Mirror Force that was not able to be activated because of White Field. And now we're gonna see the White attack directly for game. So Swift game 1. Hopefully Offended mounts a bit more of an offensive, no pun intended, in game 2. But their hand, it's not looking great. They are on a Gravekeeper's package as well. Gonna use Foolish Burial to send Crossporter, which adds Grand Mole to the hand. But there is a Fissure to deal with it. Breaker normal summon's gonna destroy the Quaking. And things are looking very, very rough for Offended. End phase MST. Here is Crossporter. Yeah, I get why he's playing it, but it's kind of a brick, no? So here we're gonna see Melody, which is a slightly better card than Crossporter. We're gonna see Armed Dragon White attack it, pop it with its effects. So it's gonna add the third Grand Mole, or are they only on 2 copies? I would think so. And Breaker gets in directly. Draws the Spy, but yeah, this is gonna get popped by the Armed Dragon White always. Yeah, indeed, so Spy won't get to flip face up. Nope, so Offended will be scooping, and Dank Memes moving on to the next round. Next match is Amiibo Pimp versus Domoski. And Amiibo Pimp is also on an Armed Dragon deck, but we see pre-preparation of rights, but it's not Whale of a Tail. So I'm curious. Domoski still on like the Chowland deck, and we are gonna see Melody of Awakening Dragon pitching Sphere Kuribo. So could it be relinquished with a Joey skill? Heart of a Warrior is activated, pitching the Vanilla Armed Dragon to summon out Flame Swordsman, not Giltia. Armed Dragon White special summoned, but it gets hit with Floodgate Trap Hole. Pre-preparation is activated. Yes, indeed, they are on relinquished. So activating the Black Illusion Ritual, banishing the Sphere Kuribo for costs, and a relinquished will be coming out. On the summon, unfortunately for Amiibo, there is a Book of Moon. And Amiibo is, luckily for him, able to protect the face down relinquished with Sphere Kuribo. Relinquished attempting to suck up the Breaker. It's not gonna work. Thanks to Sol and Luna. This Armed Dragon White was flipped face down by Floodgate, so cannot be flipped face up. This time Breaker does attack over the relinquished, but Amiibo still has gas in the tank. Yet another pre-prep, adding the ritual spell from the deck, gonna take back the relinquished from the graveyard. And here we're gonna see the second relinquished, or the same relinquished second time, hit the board. Flame Swordsman is gonna attack over Breaker, and now Domoski is in a tough spot. Although, yeah, top decking out of it, Shield Crush destroys relinquished. This Breaker is gonna try to destroy the Flame Swordsman, but Sphere Kuribo just too strong. Melody pitching the Dead Galaxy Cyclone, adding 2 more whites, and you can banish from the field So I presume you can banish the face down one. But Amiibo is not going to. I'm not entirely sure whether you can, but it banishes as part of a summoning condition, so I would think that it's possible. Shaolin is gonna come down, but it's gonna be slightly ineffective as we see Guiltia attacking over it, and then 1800 directly. So Domoski needs one heck of a top deck, and Sphere Grebo is not gonna be it. So Amiibo Pimp, one game ahead. But they're just gonna pass the first turn of the game here, and Fossil Lina comes down. Yeah, that's immediately gonna be a concession. Amiibo Pimp having no outs against Fossil Lina. Of course, not having seen it game 1. So presumably their outs are in the side deck. But yeah, look at this hand. Amiibo Pimp has no place. So he's just gonna pass here, or is he gonna bring out a fusion first? Yeah, that is the correct play, I think. Sol and Luna is gonna flip the Fossil Lina face up immediately, and Amiibo Pimp apparently having no outs to Fossil Lina in the main deck. Very unfortunate, because this deck looked super cool. But yeah, Fossil Lina is a menace. Next up, we're gonna see myself versus left-handed Latios, and Latios is on the Jeff Bezos deck, as they used to call it. Yeah, I'm committing my Dyna base, but that might have been a mistake. Breaker is going to destroy my next. Latios is going to tribute summon Suijin with only one tribute as an additional normal summon, thanks to the skill. But luckily I have the perfect hand to deal with this. Although Sphere Grebo is going to throw a wench into my plans. Left-handed Latios gonna add a card of Witch of Black Forests, namely Brain Crusher, and this is cool because it is one of the few cards that you can add off Witch. And yeah, he does have the additional tribute summon, so he's gonna tribute my Grand Mole for the Brain Crusher. Maybe he should have crashed the Suijin into Neos. Yeah, right now I have the perfect out again. There is a Sphere Grebo, but Lieutenant Latios is not going to use it. He is going to use it on my Neos. And now Brain Crusher can attack over it. And now Brain Crusher, when it destroys a monster by battle, you get to steal it in the end phase. It's kind of like a very slow Goyo Guardian. I'm going to special summon my own Neos. And I'm just going to bounce the one Latios stole with Grand Mole. So that's a nice conversion for me there. Latios top decks Dandelion is going to additional tribute summon it. For the Suijin is going to try to crash that. And yeah, I have to allow this. My turn again. I special summon the Neos, normal summon Grand Mole, steal their Suijin. And this Hero Blast that I have face down is gonna seal the deal, because then both of my strong monsters can attack directly. So yeah, those Sphere Grebos definitely gave me a hard time, but I managed to pull through. Next game. I'm starting off with the Prisma. Gonna reveal the Grand Nails to send regular nails. And that is gonna make my next life for when I need it. Lieutenant Latios normal summoning Witch, additional tribute summoning for the Suijin, and then Witch adds Angel 07. When it's tribute summoned, neither player can activate monster effects. So I saw that and I my heart stopped for a second. Luckily I do have a Fissure to deal with it potentially, so yeah, I have to keep that around. I can't just waste my Fissure on anything. Special summon Nails, normal summon Grand Mole. That is gonna eat the Sphere Grebo. And again, Latios with the enemy controller. This time Witch adds the Breaker. And the tribute summon will be for Sangha, who has 2600. In the end phase, I use Next. Yeah, Suijin cannot attack because of the skill. It's not like Latios was playing around Gores or something. No, in the end phase, I use Next to reborn both of these guys. And in my main phase, I'm gonna Contact Fusion. Grand Nails will bounce the Suijin. I'm gonna Fissure the Sangha. Yeah, I feel like I had to get rid of the Sangha. I don't have a lot of in-deck outs. In the end phase, my Grand Nails goes to the extra deck, but the skill replaces that with a Nails from the deck. Latios has the Breaker, tributes it for Suijin, and it's gonna crash. But here I have a Prisma. My opponent is at 1500 life points, so that is gonna be a concession. Yep, GG. Next up, we're gonna see Username versus Dank Memes. That's the final match before we go to the top 4. And Username is on a Crystal Beasts. Getting a very good setup. Notably not on the, what's the skill called? The one that lets you discard to place Crystal Beasts from the deck. So probably no Armed Dragons in this one. Let's see, Breaker is gonna gain the counter. It's gonna try to destroy Conclave. And Dank Memes will successfully resolve that. Username lets it go. But Dank Memes is on the Armed Dragons. And getting the second copy of Melody of Awakening Dragon. It's not once per turn. So now access to all 3 of the whites. No Mind Crush. So this Armed Dragon white will be coming out. And at the end of the main phase, I'm going to use Crystal Raigeki to destroy the Armed Dragon level 10 white. Topaz Tiger is a draw for turn, which could attack over Breaker. And that is indeed what Username is going to try to do. But Book of Moon is going to prevent that from happening. The second white comes out. The third Melody is discarded to summon Giltia. And at the end of the main phase, Offerings to the Doomed takes care of the Breaker, equipped with the white Veil. But yeah, things are going downhill here. Yeah, Username having to skip their draw phase, and Dank Memes has enough offensive pressure to clear the life points. Going into game number 2. Username having these anti-meta cards, the Swords, the Fossil Dyna. But Dank Memes is on the very spicy Malevolent Catastrophe, so that could be big for them. Discarding the Vanilla Armed Dragon to special summon Giltia, immediately bringing out the Armed Dragon White and equipping, well, adding the White Veil, not yet equipping it. Let's see, Topaz Tiger attacking the Giltia, but there is the Malevolent Catastrophe, so immediately getting rid of that Crystal Raigeki. And now maybe Dank Memes can clean up for game. Melody to add the second and third. Pitching one for Giltia and summoning out the third Armed Dragon. So very unfortunate, but this is going to be the elusive Speed Tool OTK. Dank Memes takes it. Okay, first match of the top 4. I'm going to be facing Domovsky. And he says Chowlen is ready. Let's see it. Shaolin is in the opening hand. Is he ready? Looks like he is. Yeah, I'm bricking. I have the Grand Mole. Gonna try to bounce the Shaolin, but Solna Luna is gonna take care of that. And Domoski has 2 Shaolin to stun my back row. Yeah, it's not like this back row is gonna do something. Here, the best draw I have would be Nails, but I'm not drawing it. So I'm gonna scoop this one up. Very unfortunate. So Shaolin definitely was ready. This hand, yeah, looks a lot better, Domoski gonna start things off with the Fossil Dyna. Very dangerous for my deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna set my Dyna base. It has a 2100 defense, so that's pretty good. Can wall a bit. And now look at this sequence of turns. I have a Prisma. Gonna send a Nails. And the Prisma attack is not getting through. I'm gonna chain to Shaolin's effect with Hero Blast. I target Nails, and Domoski is gonna chain to that with Book of Moon. Yeah. So I add back the Nails and destroy the Shaolin. Second Shaolin, yeah, that's gonna have a peek at my Monster Reborn. So I lose my Prisma. My turn, I draw my second Prisma, so I'm gonna summon that, send Nails, and try to attack over the Fossil Dyna, but Sphere Kuribo is my mortal enemy here. I lose my Monster Reborn, that's okay, I guess. But here I draw my third Prisma, and third Prisma is gonna save the day. It is gonna attack over the Fossil Dyna. Although I do lose the Prisma here, I still have plenty of life points. So here, time for a big turn. I'm gonna give my opponent the Dogoran, normal summon Grand Mole, use Dyna base effect to go for the Brave Neos. We're gonna see Brave Neos' effect in action. It goes up to 3000 attack because I have 5 elemental heroes in my grave. And then it attacks over the breaker, so I get to add next to my hand. And now the tables are very much turned. Shaolin stays in attack position. He is a warrior. Well, he's a spellcaster, but he's gonna get bounced to the hands. Brave Neos try to attack for game. There is a Book of Moon, but Domoski has no way to out it. So I'm gonna tribute the Shaolin for Dogoran. I'm gonna normal summon the Grand Mole. It gets hit with the Floodgate Trap Hole. So I'll just crash here. Yeah. And that is gonna be enough for my opponent to scoop, because I still had the next phase down, which could special summon the Nails. Third game. I'm seeing 2 Prisma in hand, so I'm confident I'm not gonna get blown out by Fossil Dyna. We both have a hand full of monsters. Very unfortunate. But my monsters are the more offensive ones. I'm gonna use Dyna base effect to summon the Dyna tank. Normal summon Prisma. That is gonna send the Nails to the grave. And then I'll try to use Monster Reborn, but there is a DD Crow to prevent that from resolving. So I have no choice but to proceed to the battle phase and attack over the Shaolin. Prisma gets in directly, so I'm feeling pretty confident here, and yeah, Domoski is not having luck with his draws. He's gonna set a Fossil Dyna. I'm gonna attack over it with the Dyna tank. And yeah, my tank is gonna trigger special summoning Dogoran, and it is the damage step, so Floodgate cannot be activated here, but yeah, didn't even matter. Prisma was gonna be grabbing the game. So I move on to finals, and there I get to face the winner of Game Brain versus Dank Memes. And this was a very long one, so I'm gonna fast forward this a bit. Also, this video is super long. Thank you guys for sticking with me. The melody pitching the vanilla Armed Dragon, that's what you love to see, right? The Armed Dragon White comes out. The Sol and Luna will prevent the Armed Dragon White from getting an attack in. And notably, the Medora is banished, so that's pretty good. Game Brain is gonna pass over the Arcana Force 0, the Fool, and tries to get in big damage. Quaking and Malkat clear the entire field here. And Armed Dragon White is gonna pop the Arcana Force 0, the Fool, so it's very cool that he has an extra way to clear that. The third white is added and special summoned. White Veil is equipped, so nothing can be activated on attack declaration. So we are gonna see Dank Memes win the first one. Let's see, Dank has a bit of a slower start in the next game, but getting the Galaxy Cyclone in the graveyard is gonna be great to combat Swords of Revealing Light. But Game Brain just has 2 of these, so yeah. Medora shuffling back the Galaxy Cyclone. But yeah, Dank Memes just draws it. And this is where the second Swords of Revealing Light comes in clutch. Here, Game Brain gonna mount a big offensive. And some of his attacks will indeed connect, but all into the searchers, you know, into Witch, into Sangan. Santa Claus is gonna hit the field once again. But Arcana Force, the Fool, is gonna be a wall for a bit. So we are in for a long one, as Game Brain states in the chat. There still is that Fossil Dyna in the hand, which could be board ruining. Yeah, another Arcana Force 0, the Fool is set. But Offerings is gonna destroy that. So that's 1 direct attack coming in, 2 direct attacks coming in. So victory seems very close for Dank, only 250 life points. But here is the Fossil Dyna resolving. Medora is gonna put some cards back for Dank, but he's still way behind in terms of deck count. Yeah, even with searches from Sangan and Witch, things are looking bad when it comes to the deck out win condition. We see the Sphere Creepo being normal summoned, handed over. So yeah, monsters that you hand over with pulling the strings cannot damage you. So Dank Memes is gonna have to accept defeat at any point now. And the Ladybug, the Ladybug is gonna add insult to injury, slowly gaining life points again. Ladybug is limited to 1, so that's a thing. Offerings gonna try to destroy the Sangan. And if that had resolved, Game Brain would have to search, so his deck count would be 4. And I believe Dank Memes has 1 Medora left, so maybe that could have been a game-winning play, but yeah, Game Brain also has another Medora, as we can see. So Dank Memes has no choice but to slowly watch his deck get emptied. Game Brain starting off with Swords of Revealing Light this time. Gonna summon the Fool and hand it over. but before the skill is activated, Book of Moon is used. And yeah, this Swords of Revealing Light massively slowing down the game. Yeah, I've said it before, I don't think this card will survive a potential next ban list. Sacrificing the Zombina to the DD Warrior lady, DD Warrior rather. That's fine, there were no targets in the grave yet. Game Brain will pop his own Sangen to add the Fossil Lana. And here we see the Chainsaw Insect aggression pushing Dank Memes slowly but surely towards deck out. Here's an Arcana Force 0, the Fool landing on Tails. And yeah, now Game Brain can just keep attacking this Fool for damage. We see Santa Claus. Medora puts some cards back, but we are going to see Santa Claus come out. And the Chainsaw Insect is given to the opponent. So this Chainsaw Insect cannot do any damage. Game Brain could attack into it if he wants some extra draws. So right now, the only monster on the field that can do battle damage is this Santa Claus. And it's going to be walled off. Not yet. See Chainsaw Insect attacking over the Witch. But I'm going to assume that Dank Memes doesn't want to run this into a Quaking Mirror Force. Anyway, Witch is going to grab Golden Ladybug for Game Brain. So he's going to start healing life points again. So this was a very long match. Right now we are already at 50 minutes. Speed tool, am I right? But yeah, Dank Memes very stubbornly gonna keep playing, try to win. But the deck out strat is going to be too much. Offerings to the Doomed once again blocked by Book of Moon. Medora putting cards back for Game Brain, all of his defensive cards. And yeah, this Chainsaw Insect cannot do any damage. Dank Memes keeps attacking with it to get the deck count closer to 0. He's gonna try to pull an Uno reverse. But Game Brain just has too many defensive options. So we are going to be seeing Christmas Turbo advance to the finals. In just a second. Yeah, indeed. So very long match. How long was this in total? Just under an hour. 12 seconds under an hour. So at this point it was like 2 AM for me and I still have to play finals. So let's see, will the power of Christmas prevail or Elemental Hero Nails? No Elemental Hero Nails in my opening hand, but I'm gonna summon a Prisma and turn that into Nails. Life points, not super important in this matchup. Game Brain is gonna set the Arcana Force 0 and the Quaking Mirror Force. I'm gonna summon Grand Mole, gets hit with Quaking, very unfortunate. The Fool is flip summoned. Tails is flipped, so I can now not target the Fool, but on resolution I'm gonna use Hero Blast to add back Nails and destroy the Fool. My turn again, I'm gonna summon Prisma, change its name to Nails, and now I'm gonna Contact Fuse for Grand Nails. we quickly verify that you can indeed contact fuse with face down monsters. Next, I special summon the Dyna base, go for the fusion of Brave Nails. And Grand Nails is gonna bounce the face down Zombina to the hand, no Sphere Greebows, so yeah, that's enough to attack for game. Game number 2, I have to start. I'm gonna start off with Prisma because I have Hero Blast again, excellent card in this matchup. Golden Ladybug gonna gain some life points, but yeah, it's looking good for me here, right? Prisma gonna send another Nails. Well, not another Nails, second copy of Nails. Another Nails is Nails Alius, of course. Gonna special summon Grand Nails. Gonna bounce back the monster, and that is gonna be a lot of damage, but not quite enough. Not quite enough. Thanks to the Ladybug, Game Brain survives. In the end phase, Grand Nails goes home, and yeah, Nails takes its place. Game Brain does draw into Sol and Luna, but is gonna be enough. I normal summon my Dyna base. I am gonna fusion summon for Brave Nails. I enter the battle phase, but at the end of the main phase, Game Brain wants to activate the Sol and Luna. So now I'm going to the battle phase. I'm going to use Hero Blast to destroy the Witch of the Black Forest, waiting until the battle step, of course. So luckily I beat the stall deck that can create game states of an hour in like 10 minutes, and I can go to bed. Guys, thank you for watching. This was a very long one. I was Ryan Atlas. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and happy holidays. Bye.